bookish friends. I wanted this video to be a book haul, but it's not. So I think I'm just gonna break up my reading wrap up into 2 parts, because then I can include the books I got for Christmas. So that'll be fun. So I have 6 books and a DNF, I think. I think I have these in the right order. But I finished Christmas on Breaker's Point by Shatana Havig. This is a Christmas novella. It's just under 200 pages that introduces the Independence Islands books. So we mostly follow Mallory in this book. She is going back to the islands where her family spent like summers and breaks and stuff, because her uncle, I think he's actually her great uncle, is dying, and he told her he would let her know so she could come take care of him, because her parents are missionaries running an orphanage, and he wants them to continue that work instead of worrying about him. And then he asks for his last Christmas present, which is to try to get no, can't remember her name. Is it Joni? Starts with a J. She kind of walked away from her faith, or couldn't reconcile some of her beliefs with Christianity, and Bud wants her to come back to faith. And so Mallory spends time having conversations with her. A little bit of romance in it, but that is definitely not the main point. And if books made me cry, this book would have made me sob. It's so good. And my copy is signed by the author. Gave this one 5 stars. I was looking at my reading for the year, and I gave out a lot of 5 stars this year. Maybe it's just been a good reading year. And I read They Came to Baghdad by Agatha Christie. This was actually the November pick for Chantel Reads All Day Year of Christie read along, but I didn't get mine in the mail till later in November because Thrift Books sent me the wrong book and then they sent me the right book, so I got an extra book for free, but it took longer, and then so I didn't get it started till the end of November. I really liked this one. We don't follow a detective. It's not actually a whodunit. It is more along the lines of Tommy and Tuppence, and you're just along for the ride. I will say, don't read the synopsis on Goodreads. It's a good synopsis, but major spoiler. I kept waiting around for that thing to happen, and it didn't until much later in the book. So, but it's a fun one. And then I finally got around to reading A Lady's Guide to Marvels and Misadventure by Angela Bell. This one has a bit of Nutcracker vibes because the main character, her name's Clara, her grandfather's name is Drosselmeyer, but this is more just traveling and inventions, a bit steampunky, but definitely historical fiction. I did not like Clara for the first third of the book. She's very much I need to do things, I need to take care of everybody, and so uptight that she can't relax at all. And so her grandfather kind of runs away from home and makes it so Clara and her mother and the grandfather's apprentice Theodore have to follow these clues. I liked the clues, I liked the travel, I liked the descriptions of the places, I liked Theodore, but his chapters were only like a third of the chapters. But once I like sat down and like, okay, I need to actually read this book or just DNF it and move on to something else, Then I actually got into it, and then Clara started growing as a character, and there were more faith discussions. Funny enough, I read like a 2-star review on Goodreads, and the person's like, "Oh, it's so preachy. Why is there so much faith conversation?" I'm like, it's a Christian book. That's kind of the point, and to be expected. Apparently they didn't know it was Bethany House. But yes, there are some good faith conversations in here. And I ended up quite liking it by the end. Oh, right, ebooks. I did read The One and Only Bob. I think the author's last name is Applegate. So The One and Only Ivan by the same author had won. So she won either a Newbery or a Newbery Honor or something. I don't know. With The One and Only Ivan, which I did read, but I don't think it was like a 5-star book. But I read The One and Only Bob for the Buzzwordathon because I think I had to have the word only in the title. And I should have just DNF'd the book because I had other ebooks on my tablet I could have read. We were traveling when I picked it up, but I had other books loaded. I could have just moved on, but all those chapters were very short. It's told from the perspective of a little dog, and it's almost like free verse, but complete sentences. So really short. I just read it. It was okay. I did have a little bit of problems with it. It definitely pushed the agenda of the culture. Like there's some of the characters from the previous book end up living in a zoo, and it talks about how these 2 male penguins adopt this egg, I hope it's an orphaned egg, and raise this chick, and I'm just like, did you have to put that in there? And talking about families of all sizes and shapes, and it's a middle grade book, and I didn't think it should be in there. So, and along the lines of books I didn't like, I DNF'd Charity Girl by Georgette Hare. I think I gave it about 20 pages, and this was the last book on my 24 books to read in 2024 list, and I wanted to try out Georgette Hare, but I did not like the characters, and the male character in particular. It's like, can you even have words come out of your mouth without taking the Lord's name in vain? And so I think I got to the end of the first or second chapter, and I'm just like, I'm done. I don't want this in my head. I know it's more common for the Brits to do that, but I'm just like, it's on every page, at least once, and no. So I might give one more of her books a try. I think I'm going to go with my friend's favorite if I do pick up one, but not going to read this, and I will get it off my shelf. Make room for books that are better. Oh, I had another ebook. I finished Murder Goes Caroling by Melissa Chapin. This is the 3rd book in the Piper Hayden. I don't know how you say it. I should have asked my husband. He's musical. She runs a music academy. Maybe it's just an arts academy because her friend works there, and she has like art lessons, like painting and drawing. But Piper does the music side, and she runs the community choir. And in this one, she has too much on her plate. She is having the community choir do a concert of Handel's Messiah. She is organizing the caroling extravaganza and the Community's Chris Kindle Market, and it's just too much. And I liked that the murder wasn't quite what you thought it would be, but there's still mystery, and it was fun, and it was cozy, and I read it in about 24 hours, like over the course of 24 hours. Obviously I slept and did other things, but it was nice to just get a book read that quickly, especially because I thought my reading was kind of dragging earlier this month, even though I read some good books. And again, I also read some not so good books. It was nice to read a book in about a day, and it was cozy, and I loved it. And yeah, there's still a few there were a couple inconsistencies, a couple punctuation errors, but I think her books are self-published or from a very small publisher, so it could have just been a couple formatting errors. But yeah, I'm still having fun with the series, and that's what matters. So you enjoy what you're reading. And finally, my kids and I listened to Letters from Father Christmas. I actually listened to the first half of it twice because I had to take my daughter to a dentist that was far away, and so we listened to it in the van, and then we started over last week with our friends. And this is our physical copy. We still pulled this out because the illustrations are just, oh, here's the one from the cover. The illustrations are just so fun, and it was good to get like a taste of Tolkien without committing to the Lord of the Rings. So yeah, this has been the first half of December. It has been fun. Yeah, I will be back next week with probably my January TBR, and then I'll have the other half of December. So let me know what you've been reading in December. I'm still going full on Christmas books for the rest of the month, I think. I just really want to embrace seasonal reading. So yeah, let me know what you're reading. And this is a taste of what I read this year, and happy reading. Remember how I said books? I was waiting on books to come in. They arrived while I was filming. So, maybe I won't break this up into 2 parts. We shall see.